We Have Concerns provides you with joy, we hope.
Yeah, we hope. We never check in to see.
Value?
Yeah, we'd like that.
Well, we would love some joy and value in return in the form of money. Can we have some money?
Yeah, give us some money. Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
Playing 3 on the PS4, I was just like, oh man, it's gonna look so nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so nice. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hi, concerned citizens. Australia is a continent that we should sink. We've said that before, right?
Oh, definitely. We're definitely on the pro-sinking Australia.
Have we ever just come right out and said we think we should sink Australia?
We've implied it.
Yeah, I think it's heavily implied.
It's subtext, really.
I don't think it's surprising that we feel that way.
And we love our Australian listeners.
And we wish them a good swim.
A great swim. Let's be honest, great swim.
Where would you go from there? New Zealand? Falkland Islands? Where would you go?
Fiji. Why not go to Fiji?
Go to Fiji.
Yeah.
They have excellent water. We're taking it from them. And that's how I know. No, Australia is full of things that want you dead.
Yeah. The very air you breathe wants to kill you in Australia. That's why Australians are badass.
Yeah.
But it's also a terrifying place. I've been... And I went on a hike, and they literally told me about 8 things that wanted to kill me on the hike.
We don't even have grass in California.
Yeah.
You go hiking in the park in California. It's just like, just go up that mound of dirt until you get to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's
and
our
bring
park.
water because other people will kill you for it because there's so little. Just bring water.
Actually, if you go the farthest you can into Griffith Park, which is the largest urban park in the United States, and we have it. Yep, bigger than Central Park.
Wow,
it's the largest urban park in the United States. And if you go as far into it as you can, it's the most Australia our country can get. It's dry and desolate, and everybody's fighting for water. And
73% Australia.
I think there are snakes. I don't know. I try not to go there. But yeah, everything in Australia wants you dead. I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Australia, and she was like, yeah, sometimes you like open up the rear view mirror or the rear view flap, the sun flap in your car.
Yeah.
She like opened it up before and a giant fucking spider came out.
That's not good.
My sister was telling me when she lived there, you absolutely turn your shoes upside down and hit them every time before you put them on because a fucking spider could come out.
Oh.
Fucking spider everywhere. Open up your lunchbox, brand new lunchbox. Got it. Brand new lunchbox. Fucking Steven Universe lunchbox.
Crazy.
You open it up, fucking spider in it.
Why was he in there?
Because that's Australia, man.
It just there's a certain percentage of everything that's manufactured that will have spiders in it, and not spider parts, but full-grown, adult, living
spiders.
Spiders.
A lot of spiders like have unionized inside the factories that make Australian goods.
Well, you know what? I'm pro-union, so I think that they should be applauded for that.
A unionized spider, I think, is a respectful spider and a spider that works for the community a little bit more, but it'll still fucking kill you on its off hours.
I appreciate the fact that it at least take breaks from killing me.
Sure. Every 4 hours, it gets 15 minutes
to not kill,
and they just sit outside and they smoke, and they're like, I don't even want to take a break. I just want to kill all the time.
You too, man. I feel the same way.
Hold on, I'm smoking 8 cigarettes at once. I'm gonna kill everything. I love Australia. There are so many deadly spiders in Australia. Even the plants. We were talking about. Go back and listen.
The plant wants to kill you.
We have an episode about a plant where if you just touch the plant, it's so much pain that you keel over for 5 minutes. This is Australia. There is a spider in Australia, a type of spider called the funnel web spider.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Like funnel cakes, and it sounds like it would be a real fun-loving carnival spider.
If you go to a spider carnival, there's a little spider that works behind the funnel web station, and it wraps up a child in a conical web.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
And hands it to you, and you can just walk around eating it. It's spider street food. That's what it is.
Yeah. They just have babies wrapped in webs.
If a funnel web spider bites you, you will begin to salivate uncontrollably.
Oh, my God.
Your lips will tingle.
Whoa.
And your muscles will spasm.
That is exactly the same thing that happens if you actually eat funnel cake.
That's
Salivate uncontrollably.
This is what happens when you're as healthy as you are, Jeff.
Lips go numb.
Yeah, you can't handle it. Every once in a while, you have junk food and it just kills you.
Yeah.
That's why you have to live unhealthy like I do. I can eat anything and it doesn't hurt.
But you don't want to eat anything. That's your paradox.
I hurt a little bit all the time, though.
Yeah.
Your muscles spasm, and then the venom gets to your heart, and your heart starts to spasm.
Ooh, spasming heart.
Yeah, and if you don't get to a hospital for anti-venom, you will die. Wow. So what do Australians see? What do Australians do when they see one of those spiders?
Fucking run the opposite direction and call some sort of flamethrower committee?
No.
No? They don't do that?
No. I mean, everybody in Australia has a flamethrower.
Oh. Well, do they go to their flamethrower cabinet and open the cabinet and pull out the flamethrower and then flamethrower those terrible spider people?
They try not to, because 3 to 5 months out of the year, fire just rains from the sky and you don't want to ignite the entire sky around.
Oh, so they just wait on it?
Remember, we're in Australia.
Yeah.
No, you would think they would kill them. You would think they would run away.
Yeah.
They take them to a designated spider drop-off point, Jeff.
Jesus Christ, Australians. What are you doing?
They take this horrible spider.
This is why none of them have anything to worry about when we sink Australia. They're going to be fine. They will survive. They'll be like, yeah, it's a little wet today. A little wetter than usual.
Yeah. This is like, you could put an Australian into any Michael Bay or a Roland Emmerich movie.
Yeah,
and they're just like,
eh. It's a little
Jake Gyllenhaal.
More debris than usual.
Jake Gyllenhaal. He's running from that frost in the library. I had to do that.
Yeah. Bigger giant robots than usual.
Yeah. Happens every Sunday. The library closes. Because if you walk in there, it will freeze you to death. Everybody knows that. That's why they close the library on Sunday.
Nothing can faze them.
Nothing phases them because everything wants them dead. So the deal is you take the funnel web spider.
Why? How do you take? Why do you approach? How do you pick up? What do you do? Do you have some sort of gloves that you wear that you pick up with?
Probably just grab them barehanded, man. And they probably being Australian, they probably just look at the spider and they put into Google Maps like, all right, how far is the hospital? 15 minutes? All right, let's do this. And they grab the spider in their hand,
put it in their mouth,
and they sit behind the wheel, and they drive while the spider is biting them to the hospital. And they pull up and they're like, "Oi, got a spider." Spider here, and a bite.
And several bites.
Gonna need a gurney.
So, wait.
If you got one. If you don't have a gurney, he'll just walk.
So they literally have a place for you to take these spiders and drop them off?
There are 12 designated funnel web spider drop-off points in Australia. And
Jesus Christ, what does that funnel web spider drop-off point look like? It must be a hellscape.
Looks like the end of Uncharted 3.
Yeah, it's like the end of arachnophobia is what it is.
People just running through Australia, just sweeping torches back and forth. They're afraid of the light! That's how you can tell a tourist.
Yeah.
The Australians are just sitting with spiders swarming over them, drinking a flat white.
Exactly. The spider is smoking 8 cigarettes and he's like, I'd bum one.
So you bring them to one of these 12 stations. Do you know why you bring them to these stations, Jeff?
Because you're stupid?
Because the only way to manufacture anti-venom for a funnel web spider is with the legitimate venom of a funnel web spider.
Wow.
There's no other way through means of science to create an anti-venom.
Well, that's how it would work out in my spec script. That would be the only way you could get the antidote is by capturing the actual creature that creates the venom in the first place. Yeah, that's really the only poetic justice.
Not just the one that bit you, though, like the queen.
Yeah.
You gotta find the queen.
You have to fight through the hordes to get to the queen.
Yeah.
And she has a sack of anti-venom.
Mm-hmm. And she only makes it when she's alive, so you have to bring her back to the lab alive.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about that. You and your ragtag team of scientists/adventurers, you're gonna start tearing each other apart. Carrying that queen back, you're gonna start the infighting.
Yeah. No, it's rough because there's probably gonna be one researcher who is paid by the giant corporation to actually take the antivenom sack for himself. And we didn't realize it. We thought we could trust him that whole time.
He was like the most lovable, level-headed one of all of us.
Yeah. And yet on the take the whole time.
Who would have thought?
Not me. I wouldn't have thought.
I never would have thought. Actually, I'm the one that would have been paranoid about everybody the whole time.
Yeah, you would have been accusing all the wrong people.
You would have locked me up because you would have thought that I was the one that was trying to take the anti-venom for myself.
But you were right the whole time.
I was, and nobody listened to me. Why? Because I say things in a shrill and accusatory manner.
Yeah.
And I will not calm down.
And as you're locked away, one of the worker spiders crawls into your cell.
Now, am I the guy who gets out?
No, you die. You die a horrible, horrible death.
All right.
But it's ironic because you could have had the key to everybody's salvation.
Yeah.
We just didn't listen.
I was just so unlikable.
Yeah. You're so unlikable. And so we feel a little pathos
because,
when you die.
Yeah. And luckily, I was so unlikable that, like, you guys don't grieve that. Like, there's a couple minutes of that pathos. You're like, oh no, he could have saved us. But we also don't miss him.
We're kind of happy he met a grisly end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is you and one lady scientist, isn't it?
Yeah. This is also, isn't this also the plot of Baz Luhrmann's Australia? Exclamation point. I think this is exactly
so,
that movie.
But there was music.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it. Because as you know, Jeff, I don't like anything that makes the heart light.
Right. No. That's why you're going to meet a grisly end in a cell all alone.
So, the Australian reptile park.
Oh, God. Don't ever go there. Don't take the kids.
It's just north of Sydney. So north of Sydney, you can see it. And there are breakouts every 3 weeks. No. So the Australian reptile park is the central area that all of these spiders get taken to after they are dropped off at one of these 12 drop points. So that's Spider Central.
I want to know the guy that works at the funnel spider depository.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for another spider.
Yeah. Like they're just surrounded by these things.
Just living it
just
up.
Surrounded. So, but here's the thing, Jeff. You would think that this is a nightmare situation filled with death and danger.
Yeah, I would.
But here's the deal. The reason why people are asked to take these spiders to these drop-off points is because there's nobody that's really dedicated. They don't have the money to send a team, right? Like, I saw a spider. Oh, great. We'll
get
go
in
search
line,
for
buddy.
It. It's just a team of... It's just... I am on that team at midnight when my wife sees anything in the house.
Yes.
And I can tell you, as somebody who's been a member of that team, you're not going to see what they saw.
Right.
It's going to take 5-10 minutes to even
find it.
And, and then it's probably not even what they said they saw.
Right.
I can tell you. So they get volunteers. The volunteers bring them in. And because of this volunteer program, nobody has died from a funnel web spider bite in Australia since 1981.
That's amazing.
Since the drop-off program was started.
That's pretty incredible, actually.
That's the only way that they can get enough of this venom to make the anti-venom. It's the only way that they can make sure that the spider population is safe but not crazy out there overpopulating. It's actually a very brilliant program that's fucking keeping everybody safe.
By the way, this is exactly the same thing they did with guns in Australia. Just take them to the gun depository, lock them all up. All of a sudden, nobody dies from gunshots anymore.
That's so weird. But, to be fair, gun deaths were the least grisly deaths in Australia.
It's true.
I mean, we've already spoken about the fire sharks.
Yeah.
We've spoken about the death plants. Those, the plants in movies where you're just like, okay, I know there are such things as Venus flytraps. I know that there are carnivorous plants, but surely a plant can't get up and move and
it
eat
isn't
a whole person.
Actually Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah,
but in Australia it is.
Yeah.
So they were like, we should give up our guns because you can't kill these things with guns.
Yeah, they're pointless.
Their guns, the bullets just bounce off.
We all have flamethrowers in our flamethrower cabinet anyway.
There's nothing we can do. All we can do with guns is kill each other, and good Lord, we're dropping off enough already.
Yes,
do you really think we need to do that?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
We're smart people.
So the problems arise when you mix up a gun drop-off with a spider drop-off.
Yeah.
Because then you get one guy with a gun surrounded by spiders who wasn't expecting it.
No, or you get a bunch you get a bunch of armed spiders is what you get.
That's the biggest problem. You don't want to give the funnel web spider guns.
Each spider can use 8 guns at a time, and that's just insane.
Now, to be fair, because their compound eyes give them different sight than us, they're not the greatest marksmen.
Oh, they're terrible, but
they're much better with, like, in a melee situation.
Yeah, that's why you don't want the knives to get into the hands of the spiders.
If you get a funnel web spider with a couple of tonfas,
terrible.
It's also that was a comic book that I drew in my 6th grade class.
Funnel spider with tonfa.
It was a funnel spider with tonfas. It was a little derivative. I was in a big Ninja Turtles phase. I think we can all understand.
Teenage funnel spider tonfa.
Teenage funnel
spider tonfa.
That implies a tonfa that's made of spiders.
Yeah. Which, by the way, you do not want to run into one of those in a dark alley.
Well, and they have them in Australia.
They do. They actually give them to the fire sharks, which is a terrible idea.
They thought that the fire sharks would eat the funnel spiders, but they looked at them and they were like, this is clearly shaped into a tonfa.
We can make these into a tonfa.
Like, I can tell what you guys have been doing, and I can do it better than you.
Ho, ho, ho. Now we have spider tonfas.
Who showed the fire sharks Die Hard? They should not get into their heads that one person can make that much of a difference. They're already deadly.
It's not a good scene.
We don't need them all hopped up. Australia, why do you exist? Why are you living where you live? Why is it so deadly there?
Again, we appreciate all our Australian listeners. We have a lot of them.
For the amount of time we have left with them.
We are sad to know that you are facing your imminent demise from so many angles.
I just looked it up, and the average lifespan in Australia is 23
minutes, which is actually the same length as our episode. So in the span of one episode, all of Australia is dead.
But because of this, Australians reach sexual maturity at 16 minutes. That's why they all look so fucking tough.
So just go back a few minutes in this episode and know that at the 16-minute mark, everyone in Australia is fucking. Everyone.
You know, now all of the deadly wildlife makes a lot of sense. It's a protective measure to stop Australians from overpopulating like a virus.
It's just an accelerated ecosystem is what it is.
They're like mayflies the size of humans.
We don't know much about Australia.
I don't know much about anything, Jeff. And I certainly don't want to know about Australia. But hey, if you guys know anything about Australia, send us some Australia facts. You can tweet them to us. I'm at @acarboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can just hashtag those Australia facts. Because I don't want anything to get lost. I really want to hear
We would be able to know what the Australian facts are.
Yeah. And hey, if you're enjoying the show.
Oh man, I love this show. I'm so glad you asked, finally.
You fucking guy. I'm not talking to you.
Why not? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the audience.
They're all dead.
If anybody out there can hear me and they enjoy the show, if any of you are left, I want you to go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating.
Oh, that 5-star rating is very helpful, especially with the turnover in audience that we need. It helps people discover it.
It puts us up at the front of iTunes. It helps us rise to the top of our category, which means more concerned citizens find the show, which means more people listen to the show. It really helps us out. They're going to ask you to write a review of the show.
Oh, you don't need to do that. It's a waste of your time. Nobody reads those.
You only have to, especially if you're in Australia, you only have 23 minutes to live.
Yeah, make use of your time.
Don't spend 5 minutes writing a review of the show.
No.
Instead, what I want you to do is give the show 5 stars and list like 1 or 2 Australia facts that you think
those are good.
We really need to
or
know.
you could give us a rundown of what you think the pilot for Teenage Funnel Spider Tonfas would be.
Yeah, either one, whichever one you think makes the best use of what little time you have left before the spiders come. They've unionized. It's coming.